Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing okay. I'm doing great. Sorta. A little tired. I didn't get any work done on my kitty house yesterday, but I did today. But first, I'm going to tell you about something that I heard last night. Give me one moment here. Mm. I just came in and rolled up a bunch of cigarettes for Doug and I. So if he comes in, he doesn't know I'm making a video. He might suspect, and um, but it doesn't matter either way. If you hear some noise or I get interrupted, it'll just won't take long. But anyway, I was watching a live stream last night and I was really surprised to hear a man approximately my age, I think maybe a little bit younger. I'm 63 and I'm thinking he was like approaching 60 or somewhere around in there, that he had fear for the things that are going on. Now, I know things are really strange in the world right now. Um, but if you take into account like people from other countries, they've been harassed by their governments, it almost like an ongoing thing forever. Take for instance like Africa and South Africa, um, the racial wars and things that have gone on there, and Ireland and Palestine and Israel, all of them, whether Iraq, Iran, all of them, um, Afghanistan, there's been wars that's never really stopped. And so they've always seen the world as rather crazy. And looking at the headlines and the government and everything for all my decades now, to me, not much has really changed. Yeah, they've stepped up their game and they're hitting us from all angles with all kinds of stuff. Hold on a minute, please. And, with all the scare tactics like, um, oh, wanting us to be like AI, all internet of people, and I would call it, um, well, host bodies for their demonistic ways, Satan's ulterior motive is just to torture and kill us anyway. Um, so, really, nothing has changed. They've just really stepped it up, as all. And they're not going to get their way. See, they can't manifest anything, they can't think into the future and create anything for themselves. Their money creates generations of them being able to live comfortably, more comfortable than most people, for sure. Um, Excuse me, I think I have sawdust in my eyes. So, anyway, I still have to take a shower, but I thought I'd get my video out of the way and talk to you a little bit, and then I can just, take my time after that. So, it's probably about 7 o'clock here, a little bit after, and we got done about an hour ago. But usually Doug doesn't get going. I mean, he gets going. He works late, and he doesn't usually start working like until like late afternoon. So this morning I was thinking he was going to do pretty much the same, because yesterday we were all ready to get out and get going, and it started raining, and it was pouring such hard rain that, well, we ended up taking the truck, had the lumber in it. Oh, excuse me, itchy. And parking it back in the lean-to. So, oh, excuse me a minute. Okay. Well, anyway, to keep the lumber out of the rain. And so today, he went out earlier, and I was still doing laundry and dishes. So, but he didn't get really anything done until I got out there, which was good. Just about by the time I had put my clothes in the dryer, um, he was just setting up the portable sawhorses and stuff like that. And so it was fun. We got some pressure treated 4x4s on the bottom and got the framing done, hung a couple boards. And thing is, nothing's square. And so when we were measuring and cutting, it was a little more difficult than something that's just pure brand new um, everything. So, because when he put it together to begin with as a carport, uh, the roof and the side that he had done just as a carport. So we're enclosing it, and he used hardwood, all hardwood 2x4s. Well, there might be like one or two soft ones in there, but just placed them one on top of each other, and it looks really cool, like a mini log house in the front. And there's two windows that are set in there. And so today we got it framed up where my door's going to be, and got two boards hung, and I was able to put plastic. I just stapled up some black plastic over where the door is going to be, and pulled. I have a doghouse that I pulled to block where nothing, no big critter, and some other boards I put so no critters can get in there tonight at them. So, but yeah, we actually got quite a bit done as far as uh, with all the measuring and remeasuring and cutting and whatnot. But it was fun because it reminded me of when I was 20 years old and we were framing up houses and stuff. And it was fun because, like, both of us were like toenailing in each side of the 2x4, and at the same time. And you know, I think the neighbors thought, like, wow, those people are crazy, you know, because they're kind of like more city people, the ones that are directly north of us. We're out there with their golf cart. They have a frisbee golf they play, or disc golf, whatever you call it. So they're out there golfing, and we're just smacking away, and so, and cutting and whatever. So it was fun. We had to move a lot of stuff and do some other things too. But yeah, I enjoy building things. It was. But back to the fear tactics that they're trying to push on everybody. I think people know that they're going to fake alien invasions, and it's been spraying all this stuff in the air so they can use the aluminum as a reflecting, to use their Project Blue Beam and project some awful scary things in the air. Now, I'm not saying that some of it won't be real and it will look pretty fearful, but if you think about it like this, okay, some of us have had, like, if you've had a child die, or if you've had your home burnt down, or different things. I always figure, no matter where I am, that's where I'm at. I'm still alive. God takes care of me, and He'll take care of you, and there isn't anything to fear. And the scriptures do say, go in your chambers or your room, go in your chambers, and be still, just be silent and be strong and don't fear. Now, I'm not saying I'm so brave that something really scary might not scare me. Okay, it might. It might. But at this point, with all their shenanigans, I'm not scared. And really, when I do get afraid, if somebody scares me, it pisses me off, and then I get angry because I don't like I've been hurt a lot. I don't like the scary feeling. It really makes me angry because I don't do that to people. The last thing in my life I would ever want to do is put fear in somebody's heart, unless they deserve it. Now, okay, I will take that back. That was not a lie. That was a misnomer. I misspoke. Um, Sometimes I do. like scaring people if they deserve it. If they're really cruel and evil people and they could actually kill another human being or hurt another human being or molest or rape or that type of person, something like that, I have no problem causing fear in a monster. If I can scare a monster, that'd make my day. Like, Dirty Harry, go ahead and make my day. you know. So yeah, on that note, in that respect, I do like to cause people fear. And I know they're afraid. They're afraid right now so bad because not only are people, this is the Great Awakening, and not only are people aware, yeah, they're afraid. A lot of people are afraid, and that is some of the problem with how they can manipulate us, um, using our fear against us like that. Like, gee, we have to behave, or they're going to cut our food supply off, or take what we have, or cut the gas supply off, or the electric, or whatever it may be. I'm sure they're going to try everything. They're going to try their damnedest to do whatever they can do to make us behave and get that magic potion in us. That's their ulterior motive, to weaken us. Don't eat no protein by all means. You know, that makes you strong. It builds you have to have protein to build your muscles. And trust me, what I did today, um, I wouldn't have been, well, I didn't have a lot of, well, I had enough protein in me last night. I made Doug and I on a bun ham and Swiss sandwich. So that was plenty with the cheese and the ham was enough protein to sustain me through the day. And then I get up and I put cream in my coffee. And I'm just having a coffee now and I put a little more cream in there tonight, which I usually don't do at nighttime. But I'm going to have a really long night yet tonight. I've got some other things to do. So I decided, well, I probably need a little more energy because by the time I do get hungry, then I'll be like super starving because I expended quite a bit of energy. So I'll need the extra energy today. But yeah, but don't be afraid. Um, you'll be okay. We'll be all right, one way or another. And the worst that can happen, you die. You know, I know that I'm not making light of it, and it's not a trivial thing, but I truly believe that we go home to the Father, and there is another land, and we do have glorified bodies, and you will be okay. You have to have faith in that. And just think about it like this: anytime you were truly, truly desperate, things worked out one way or another. They always do, no matter if you have to work a little harder to make it work out for yourself. I mean, things aren't always just handed to us. We have to help ourselves, but God's always there guiding us. If we listen to Him, He gives us hints and sends people into our lives with magic words, and He does help us. So just don't fear and live your happiest days you can. I mean, it, times are difficult. I have a lot of sorrows in my life, but I have to remain happy because I know that people depend on me and I'm not going to break. I might bend a little bit, but I will not break and I'm going to be okay. I always am. And after this long, I just figure, just look back at your life and keep remembering no matter what, I'm going to be okay because God always takes care of me. So don't um let these freaks out there use their propaganda in the news and the rest of crap and this alien invasion. I'll repeat and repeat and repeat. There are no aliens. There's just cruddy human beings that use other human beings to live comfortably off of us. That's all it is. Ones that had the knowledge and the cruelty and the strength to control other human beings that wouldn't even dream of thinking like that. See, that's how they got the upper hand. Um, it's like, okay, I'll give you a scenario, isn't it? Be sort of like if you're playing a baseball game. Oh no, let's go football because I've played. Um, let's let's just say, okay, I had this happen to me. So this is a great scenario. You think you're playing touch football, but it isn't. And by the time you get out there and you got the ball, you're getting squished and beat up. Um, that's how they operate. You didn't expect to get squished and beat up. You were just playing touch or flag football. You weren't playing full force, um, like linebackers are going to come and squish you like 300 and 400 pounds of shit and like 6, 7 of them all at once. You wouldn't expect that. Not if that wasn't what we were like at the beginning of the game, the rules of the game. Moral of that story, some bigger friends of mine scared the heck out of those people, which was really nice of them. But because I was fast and I could throw a ball. But so yeah. But I didn't think I'd have to be that fast. I thought we were playing a gentle game um amongst friends, and I found out I really didn't have too many friends. Not during the game anyway. But and I didn't even say nothing to nobody except that some people had seen it, and then some bigger guys went and told them guys, like, oh, you heard a girl? Because I was like 15. So I had rode my horse into town, and I used to park by the baseball football field of this elementary school that was there because it's only a town of 100 people, Bethel. And it was like 3 miles from my house. So I'd ride in there, and sometimes I would go to a friend of mine's house, and they had a horse named Bullet, and and nobody would ride it, and so to keep it gentle and give him some exercise, sometimes I'd ride Bullet, or I'd walk in there and ride Bullet, or get a ride in there and then walk home or something like that. But so I'd take care of my friend's horse, and then I would get out of school earlier and get a ride home from him on his motorcycle sometimes. And our mothers worked together too. So it was kind of just nice, a good arrangement. He was an older kid, and he saved me one time, as a matter of fact, in junior high school. And um, well, it was him and I too. We saved some girls, and that some football players again were picking on some of these girls up on like the second floor of our school, and bothering them by their lockers and all that. So we kind of took care of them. But and I would have been okay even playing that game if these jerks had um if I knew I was going to fight, I would have fought them. I wouldn't have just let them squish me like that. But so see what started it all was that. And then we played another setup, and I dove at this one guy's legs and just grabbed his legs and curled my arms and my legs around him, and he hit the ground. Poof, smash. And that really pissed him off. So the next play, I got really squished, and I didn't kind of expect it like that. But they were playing a little rougher, so it's like, well, then I'll play too, you know. So, but I did learn my lesson. Thou shalt not play with mean old asses that hate girls. So I learned my lesson, them old tight ends. So anyway, but yeah, people don't be afraid of what's coming up here. And I know they're cutting off the food supply. I suspect that they're going to take down the internet. Some people think that in order to get back on the internet, then you're going to have to be injected so you have that graphite and you're all electronic and controlled and nanotechnology and um, bugs in you to lower your immune system. And all this could very well be true when they do the 5 and 6G thing. And they do have technology called the God Rod or the Rod of Iron. Um, Christ has one in our blood too, by the way, that he can just shut off your heart. Well, God could at any moment anyway. But this rod, this technology, is like the force of a bomb like Hiroshima or Nagasaki, only it's just a rod a metal rod they drop from space. And when it hits, there's no residual explosion like radiation or anything, but it destroys everything for like miles around because they drop it like, what did they say? It's something like from 180,000 feet or something really crazy. I can't remember exactly, but something to that magnitude. So I mean, we could see some things that are actually real, but I mean, if you see like giant scorpions in the air or something like that, I would pretty much say something like that, or some alien ships could be uh, Project Bluebeam or whatever you think could probably be projected up into the air is probably what they're going to do. And I would say they're going to try and use other parts of the world to scare, like, say well, okay, I saw a video today. They were talking about Yellowstone National Park and Old Faithful and the geysers there, and how a mound has lifted and brought back down, and that happens every year, and there's been more earthquakes and whatever. Our land around here, because of the water, rises and falls all the time. There's a lot of water under our land, and it has a lot of movement, and so it will bulge up one part of the property and it will go back down because there's hills all around, and then water over there and water over there and water over there and water underneath all the way, like springs running through our property. So there's a lot of movement like that. And the same goes for out in Yellowstone. I lived out there, and I was out there 6 months ago too, and I didn't feel one earthquake the whole week I was there. I'm not saying that there might not have been tremors or something. There might have been, but there wasn't anything to the magnitude that I could even sense or detect. And I was only probably 100 miles away from what they call would be ground zero. Um, so I think they're using a lot of things in the world as a scare tactic, is what I'm saying. So, um, yeah, I just wanted to let you know, don't fear. We're going to be okay. Everybody will pull together. You'd be surprised. In times, I was so surprised, like when my house burnt down, I could not believe the compassion and the love that my neighbors had for me. Or even times like I was alone with my baby up there at times because like The father was like a dirtbag. Um, but my neighbors really were beautiful people, wonderful people, just like around here, just like around you. If something happens, people will pull together. Very seldom will you see somebody that's a jerk in a situation in times of need, So, don't have fear like that. Just know, like when you go out, even if you live in the city and you barely even talk to your neighbors or anything, they're feeling the same way you are. 9 times out of 10, I would say, if not even more, these people, especially if they don't know anything, they're going to be afraid. It's the ones that actually know things a little bit of what the agendas are by the hidden hands, the misleaders. Um, if they don't know anything or haven't been really paying attention, then yes, they're going to be afraid. But the rest of us should be really okay, and we should be able to help the ones that are in fear. So I think it'll be all right. It'll work out. We know God wins in the end. We know, we have faith inside our souls. You're still happy. I'm still happy. Even in the roughest of times, we have some happiness going on that they just can't kill. And we have a future that they just won't have. They're throwing it away. This is their decision. They're deciding to remain in power and literally kill other people for their greed. They're giving up. They're going to suffer forever because they're choosing this world and the way it is over peace and prosperity. And what God really wants us to do is band together. So ultimately, we're going to win anyway, no matter. I'm like, bring it on. You want to go back to like 200 years ago? Fine with me. We're the ones that are going to be more comfortable than they are because they are not used to living and having it rough or doing without. The ones that are used to that type of thing will be a lot better off than they are. And when they go in their holes, their caves and different things, I think the manipulation that they've been using with the seismographic energy waves and the different technologies that they've been using, electronic energy weapons in the ground and the different things, like they have these black boxes on the shore that they've been radiating sound waves and different things out into the earth, is going to come back to bite them. So that's my perspective on all of that. And I wanted to touch on that and just say, um, I love you. Don't be afraid. We're going to be okay. So, all right, I'm going to let you go tonight, or today, wherever you're at. And I do love you very much. Thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.